Hello my friends and welcome to episode 15 of our Football Manager 2020 series with Queen's Park called Going Pro. Today we are taking on once again Dunfermline, who we have failed to beat on 3 attempts this season. Despite having a very good season, they've been the one sort of thorn in our side, and today we hope to end that. Since the last episode where we took on Clyde, now the results on the screen, so if you haven't seen it, go check it out because it was a decent game to watch. We won 1-0 of course. We played Dumbarton, we won 2-0. It was a decent performance from us. Brad Lyons and Kyle Benedictus on the score sheet in that game. Then we took on Falkirk in the Scottish Cup third round. We scored and we went 1-0 up through Sean Ardarqua, and it was kind of about the last sort of time where I was considering dropping him around this time, but he's got an assist. I think it was in the previous game against Dumbarton, so I thought, right, I'll give him another few games and see how he goes now that he's getting up to match fitness. We're really unlucky here. I'm actually going to show you Serge Atake's goal because it's one of the most ridiculous goals that I think I have ever conceded in Football Manager. Now, we know Serge Atake. He was really good for us last season, and I really want to keep him this season. I'd still consider bringing him back in future should he be an option. But this goal is just downright ridiculous. So as you see, he picks up the ball here in his own half. Now we're on a pressing strategy. We don't press him. How in the world does that end up in the back of the net? Now I know Taggart is in goal, but Taggart has been really good for us, so he's actually stayed in the team. Now Ryan Mullen played the replay. We won 2-0, goals from Ardarqua again, and Kyle Benedictus getting us a goal at the Falkirk Stadium to give us a 2-0 victory there. And what was a much better performance. As you see, we didn't even sell out. Then we played East 5. Now we had a bit of a rotated side, and Jack O'Haggart came in again. Cammy Logan and Nathan Cooney and Jack McCourt. Dean McMaster playing for Purdue. You know, lots of changes now. I have promised Dean McMaster more game time, so I do need to maintain that because I want to actually make him work. I think there's a lot to Dean McMaster's game that we can develop, and I think he's one of the players that we've got that we can stay with us as we go through the divisions. Cammy Logan opened his scoring here from the most ridiculous angle I've ever seen. Craig Conway got a brace one from a spot in Ardarqua, seeing off the game before we played Peterhead. A Jack Purdue hat-trick and Sean Ardarqua cancelled out Andy Rodden's consolation goal. Before I played Edinburgh City, another 2-0 victory. Ardarqua, again, I'm pronouncing that all wrong and I know that, and I apologise, but he scored again, showing his form. Mark Lamon also on the score sheet before we played Stranraer, and this was by far our worst performance of the season, including some of the losses, to be honest. Craig Conway getting us a win there, but in reality it really was Stranraer's game to win. We just kind of got away with it. Today we're taking on Dunfermline, who, if we look at the league table, are sitting second, 9 points behind us, with Morton a further 3 behind them, so regardless, if we win, we're 12 points clear. As you see, Craig Conway and Jack Purdue joint second top goal scorers in the league. That is pretty good there. Blair Henderson from Queen's Park for Edinburgh City rather, runaway top goal scorer. Player of the match, Jack Purdue and about there again. Assists were nowhere close, but obviously we would have hated players who are in those key positions. Brad Lyons missed a lot of games, and Craig Conway doesn't really have the pace to be up and down creating huge amounts of chances, but he does score a lot of goals. He has announced his retirement. He did proc the contract extension, which was a bit frustrating because, as you see, his physicals are coming off a cliff, and you can see he's definitely declining now. If we have a look at his progress, you can see that's a decline. However, he's announced his retirement. Plans to retire on 29th of the 5th, 21. I'm going to show you his staff profile. This staff profile is miles better than anything we currently have. I had offered him the contract to take on assistant manager at the end of this season, which he's declined so far, but it was a wage issue, talking about £75 a week, so I'll go back in and should be able to get that deal done. I do expect Craig Conway to be my assistant manager next season. Tactical style doesn't really matter because we're using different setup, but he's got decent judging player and ability and potential, which is good because Willie Donaghy's retiring. As is Bobby Dixon's. We're actually losing a couple of key staff members there. His tactical knowledge, 11 isn't bad. It's not quite where we want it to be, In fact, can I send him on a coaching course? Okay, right, never mind. Board disagree. But it's better than what we've got. 14's kind of the benchmark that I want there. 14 for man management. He's got very good DDM. I think we could have a very, very good assistant manager for a long time in Craig Conway. Obviously, I do my own training, so the tactical style is slightly less relevant. Personality being resolute is brilliant. I'd be very keen to keep Craig Conway at the club in a coaching capacity. Finances, we're down to 9.1 million, which actually means we've lost 900,000 since the start of this save, because obviously we had the extra 5 million because I'm an idiot. Well, I say I'm an idiot. The database didn't work correctly, but it means that actually we're 100k in profit because we spent 1 million on the youth facilities, of course. Talking of youth facilities, we have requested the board to increase youth recruitment and junior coaching again. They have agreed to that. That is perfect. Did ask for more transfer budget as well, just on the off chance. Not that I think I'm going to spend that. I'm going to go into more detail with that in the off scene. But as you see, we're up to excellent academy coaching and good youth recruitment. They said that'll go up to a stylist. I'm not sure what the highest is. I do need to look into that. But you know, we're developing the club in the right way. We've got great training facilities, good youth facilities, top corporate facilities. I don't think you can actually do too much about that. Poor data analyst facilities, but we don't have any data analysts to really concern ourselves with that. And I don't know how much of a difference it actually makes in terms of that, but we can improve that over time going forward when we do have data analysts. But until then, I'm not going to be overly concerned by it. So let's get into today's game. Now, I think I selected my team, but I played up to this game yesterday and then came off, so I've only just loaded the game back up and I had a look at some scout reports. A couple of injuries on the bench, that's not too much of an issue. Failed fitness test there, and it minor injury there, failed fitness test there. Great. Oh, and we also need to say that John Kindlin made his debut. He's developing okay for the determination being 4, but that is coming up with the help of Kyle Benedictus. Got an assist in his debut and a goal, but it was disallowed unfortunately. Played about 60 minutes before coming on for Aidan Wilson. But I'm very, very impressed with his debut, and hopefully we can go on from there. Daryl Magat wants to leave. I've kind of just promised him that he can leave because, you know, I'm not dealing with it. I'm not that interested in concerning myself with him too much. Jacko's integrity is kicking on. We'll have a look at his progress bar. Progress, please. You can see that's when he came back into the team, and he's got a nice little up. And if we have a look at attributes since all time, you can see there's a lot of going ups. Now I am having some focus in training on goalkeepers. There's 2 sessions set out specifically for goalkeepers every week at the minute, so that will help with that, of course. Let's get into today's game. I'm going to just quickly double check the team. So we've got Benedictus Wilson, Neil McAllister is back, but I've gave him games in the reserve, so he was back to match fitness. Go with Lamont and Regan Thompson. I'm fairly content with that. Regan Thompson wanted by a couple of clubs, Dundee United at the minute. Hegarty wanted by St Mirren. Purdue by Dundee. I'd be actually reasonably happy to sell Purdue. I don't think he's going to improve much more. My staff are saying he's running at championship level, but I think if a decent offer came in, I'd happily sell him now because I don't think he's going to get any better. Regan Thompson I'd still like to keep a hold of because, again, I see him staying with us another couple of years. What level is he currently running at? League 1 still, but you know, I'm happy enough there. So let's get into the game. For the January transfer window, I don't see us doing a huge amount of business. I plan on having a very, very aggressive strategy in the summer. I've got 99 players on my shortlist right now, of which 15 are interested in coming permanently, 19 are interested in coming on loan. So that tells you what you really need to know about the level of targets. Are all really aimed based on us getting promotion. Obviously that means that I don't have a backup plan for if we don't get promoted, but we can always work with that. I thought that was in from Benedictus there. Unfortunately it's gone over. So I think there's maybe one player that would sign just now because I would give him a season in this division before we went up. I'm not going to name who that is, but very, very good player, but it's also one of our most crowded positions, so that's kind of what puts me off. And I think my last scout report said it would mean breaking my transfer record again. I probably do need to get another left inside forward just to make sure that Conway, if his decline continues, we're not stuck as the Lions hits the bar. We're not stuck with him and Laboa, who I don't think is quite good enough, so we might sell Laboa. I think that would be a good idea. Kevin Nisbet's a player who I'd like to sign, but I don't think he's realistic right now. Miguel puts it over. But a lot of the players that I'm looking at are also out of contract in the summer, so even if we don't get promoted, they might actually come to us. But I think the wage budget will drastically increase. Nathan Cooney would like to get out on loan. Campbell Notley and Dean McAllister would like to get out on loan. Dylan Easton wants to go. He's not really had a huge amount of game time, to be honest. So I'm not surprised, but I would still like to try and make him work till the end of the season. But other than that, I'm fairly content. It's Aidan Wilson tucks in Benedictus' header right on the stroke of half time. Benedictus headed it back across the face, and Aidan Wilson with it happen. He's signed a new contract, as has Nathan Cooney. Both just an extra year just now because I want to see how they're going to develop next season. And because Aidan Wilson is actually a ball-playing defender, he actually is fairly decent despite not having the best mentals. And he has kicked on a bit, so I'm going to go with I'm pleased. I don't actually need to do too much to change there. Fitness levels are all okay, so I think we're looking at really maybe one player for going forward, one player that gets to the end of the season in case Conway falls off a cliff, and I think that's kind of it. Really, I'm happy with the squad as it is. In fact, the only thing that I was considering, if you'd asked me a week ago, that I would have been considering was going for a prolific striker, but Ardhar has actually really impressed the last little while. Bringing on Andy Murdoch for Lions, one because he's tired, and two because he actually is capable of going in a DM position if we need to waste time towards the end of the game. And we'll bring on Dean McMaster for Purdue, same sort of reason. And I kind of feel like we need more subs here. Bring on Cammy Logan for Neko Williams. Again, just a fitness thing. Waste a bit of time. And give it maybe another couple of minutes. And then we're going to bring Thompson back, bring Murdoch back, which is why Murdoch's so handy to have in this team. Bring Lamont back, when he's actually much happier. In fact, that's his natural position, despite him not having a promise to play there. McMaster can go into support. Conway can go into a inverted winger on support. Keep everything else the same, apart from the fullbacks, who will now go on defend. And very defensive, please. Time wasting always, to be more disciplined. Play for set pieces, stop playing out of defence, stop working ball into the box. Regroup, hold shape, slow pace down. Take that off. And lower. In fact, we'll just go with lower. Tighter marking, get stuck in. Yeah, fairly content with that. Time wasting whenever possible. Let's get to the end of this game. Uh-oh. This is supposed to be a no highlight tactic. This one. As it came forward, whipped in, back post. Get a challenge in. Gibson away. Good. Keep it away from Kevin Nisbet. He is a very, very good striker in this division. Turner whips in. Cleared away by Thompson. Conway. Just get it out, son. That'll do. That'll do. Just down the wing. They've came into it since we've changed this tactic a little bit. They've had a couple of shots. But it's designed to not get us forwards, really. Just see out the game. We've finally beat Dunfermline. So I think, as I said, January is going to be more about offloading and maybe a couple of bits of quality, bits of quality here and there when it's available. One signing, as I said, in a very competitive position that we have that I'd be interested in for a long-term permanent signing. Short-term, maybe just make sure we've got a proper backup for Conway, because, as I said, he is coming off a cliff now. And I think that's kind of it, but it's really just clearing this off because our wage budget is quite excessive. Auto size all columns please, so you can have a look. Ability wise, there you go. Neco Williams, the best player in the team. Reports currently operating at Premiership level apparently. I might struggle to get him back next season, should I wish to do that. It's on such a good wage as well. He's obviously kicked on. Nick McAllister, I want to get back in the team as soon as possible, but right now his fitness is more important. And as you can see, wage wise, there's a lot of guys on decent wages, you know, likes of Dylan Easton, £450 a week. I might actually get rid of him for that reason. Rico Cotongo, £400 a week. Darren McGatt, £300. Craig Moore, £275. Laboa, £275. Paul Graham, £250. I'm going to keep him because he's got so much potential about him, and he has that 17 determination, so he should actually make it. As you look at his progress bar, he has gone up a little bit since the start. He had a little dip and then went back up again, but I want to make sure that I'm giving him game time as and when I can as well. So basically, clear out, add a tiny bit of quality as and where we can, some loans in the right places, and then I'd be fairly happy. Anyway guys, I'm going to end this episode here. Let me know what you're doing this transfer window, and if you've enjoyed it, hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll hopefully catch you all next time.